The University of Bedfordshire staff have rallied in Luton today over a 0% pay offer for 2020. The union described the situation as insulting. Demonstrators held signs reading, "Thanks for nothing." Well, factually, they're correct. They get nothing. Shane Hall is UNISON's Eastern Regional Organiser. Shane, very good afternoon to you.
Hello, good afternoon to you too.
Hang on, well, they really offered nothing.
0% for last year. 0%.
I don't know how you dress that one up. It's not a very good deal, is it?
No, it's not. I mean, these are staff who have worked tirelessly, many still having to go, into the universities and continue to work, and to get a 0% pay increase is a slap in the face, really. I mean, we've had, the entire IT team at Bed's Uni create, complete online learning structures so that students can continue learning and keep their studies going and not have any break in their learning at all. And this is going above and beyond what they're normally supposed to be doing. And to receive 0% for all the hard work they've put in is just, it's a slap in the face, isn't it?
Is it just the University of Bedfordshire where wages, where they've had this 0% pay offer?
Well, no, it's across the board. It's all universities. There's national bargaining for universities, so it's across the board basically. I mean, I look after the eastern region, so we have the University of Bedfordshire and the University of East Anglia at the moment balloting in relation to the 0% pay offer. So, but it's all universities that are affected across the country.
You say balloting? What, for industrial action?
Yep. So basically balloting at the moment is to see if people want to take industrial action to try to improve that offer. I mean, that's how it works half the time, isn't it? If we don't get a decent or a fair sort of pay offer on the table, then these UNISON members have the right to decide.
What about the students though? If you take industrial action, all you do is impact the students, and they've already had a hard time.
Well, obviously, if we do take industrial action, we hope that it doesn't affect them, to a great deal. And what we obviously hope is that the universities come to their senses and actually put more than 0% on the table. I mean, that's how this works, isn't it? It's how it always works. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, the only thing we have left in our canon is to look to take industrial action in the hope of, making vice chancellors and universities across the country see some sense and ensure that they pay people fairly. I mean, their wages have continually been going backwards over the last 7-8 years. I think it's like 20% real terms pay cut against inflation.
Well, I think most people have had that. But look, the University of Bedfordshire looks after a lot of overseas students, and that's been a challenge in the last academic year. Can the staff not hold off until things financially improve for everybody?
Well, to be fair, I mean, I don't see any major drop-off in student numbers. It hasn't been some sort of cliff edge whereby students have not been able to continue. As I said, I mean, there's been very good IT being put in place, and the majority of lessons have continued thanks to the IT department of Bed's University. So I don't see an argument whereby there's been any sort of major loss in funding for the university.
Look, 0% of pay offer is not a pay offer. You're right. It is, not worth the paper it's printed on, to be honest with you.
No.
But very few people are seeing pay increases. I mean, in an ideal world, what would you like for your members?
Well, I mean, look, we would like something fair. I mean, obviously, we've got an offer on which is RPI plus 5%. Now, obviously, we're not going to get that, but we would like something that's at least above inflation. And inflation's running at about 3%, isn't it, at the moment? So, and there's been many other industries that are getting above 3% or 3% and above pay increases.
Well, not many industries. I mean, the NHS staff, the NHS staff have only been offered 3%, and that's under pressure from the government for 3%. So, University of Bedfordshire staff want more than nurses and doctors.
Well, at the end of the day, I think nurses actually want more than 3% as well, to be fair. So, but look, I mean, I'm not the national negotiator, so I'm not going to say exactly what the national position would be for acceptance or rejectance. At the end of the day, that comes down to our members. If there is an improved offer put on the table, we go out to our members, and our members decide if they wish to accept or reject that through a consultative ballot. I mean, the reason we're balloting at the moment is because nationally we went out. We consulted with our members on 0%, and they came back saying, well, that's just not good enough. And that's why we're now in a structured a ballot process. So, and to be fair, and you're speaking of, say, the NHS, I mean, the NHS will do the same thing. There's been an improved offer to 3%, and as a democratic organisation, UNISON will go out to our members and we'll ask them if that's good enough or not, and what they think, and if they want to improve that offer or not.
Shane, look, thank you, George. Can I ask you, this rally that was held in Luton today, this 0% payoff, was it well attended? How many people were there?
Well, I mean, look, obviously we're still trying to be COVID safe and secure and sort of socially distanced. So we decided to keep the numbers quite low because, whilst the government guidance is now, most things have sort of ended. I mean, we still want to make sure that we maintain a certain amount of social distancing and we're protecting ourselves and wearing masks and whatnot to the best of our abilities. So it was a small rally, as we have been doing throughout the pandemic.
How many?
One that's still important.
How many? A dozen? 2 dozen?
Yeah, sort of like, probably less than 10, but, around there. So it was more we had a virtual one that had about 50 sort of last week or the week before, but we want to keep at the moment, until we're allowed to do proper rallies sort of on site, we want to be COVID safe. So it's more about just getting the word out there, I guess, the numbers on the day for us today.
Shane, good talking to you. Wish you well. And your colleague, Shane Hall, UNISON's Eastern Regional Organiser. Everyone is going to be kicking off over pay. The Police Federation